Hello everybody, this is Valencia and welcome to my channel Balloons and Business, where I show you the business of balloon and event decor. So today I want to show you how I made this Christmas themed centerpiece using this really cool hoop centerpiece stand that I got from eFavorMarkt. So I saw this centerpiece stand trending on Instagram for the past couple months, so I was really excited to get one and create my own version of this balloon centerpiece. So if you want to see how I made this, just stay tuned. So taking the stand out of the packaging, it has 4 round circles and some tools. And it also has some instructions. This is very easy to put together. So here's what the stand looks like when assembled. So for my centerpiece, I'm going to be using these smoke gray balloons, BOL brand, and these white balloons, Centerpiece brand, and these are 18-inch balloons. And then I'm going to double stuff these balloons. So I'm taking a pencil and I'm going to stuff that smoke gray into the white balloon. Now, since double stuffed balloons can be difficult to blow up, I'm going to use a hand pump. The pressure from the hand pump makes it easier for me to blow up double stuffed balloons. Now you want to blow the balloon up just a little bit bigger than the actual hole, and then you want to press that balloon firmly against the hole while slowly releasing air from the back. And then once the balloon goes in there midway, then you can tie the neck of the balloon. You want the balloon to be in there nice and firm to where it doesn't come out. So you see that white nipple right there? I don't want that to be seen, so I'm going to push the balloon downwards, which pushes the neck of the balloon in the back upwards. And while I'm pushing, I'm just readjusting the balloon to make sure it's in there nice and firm. Again, you don't want to release too much air from these balloons because then they won't fit into the holes. You want to make sure that there's enough tension to where the balloons can fit. So I'm doing another 18-inch balloon and I'm hand pumping it so it can go into that third hole right there. And I'm doing the same thing. Then I'm going to push it downwards so you don't see that nipple. And now I'm going to use 11-inch balloon. So that's an 11-inch white balloon and that's an 11-inch smoke gray balloon. Double stuff and blow it up. Then put it in the smallest hole. Then tie the neck. Push it down so you don't see the nipple. Then I blew up another double stuffed 12-inch balloon and did the same thing. Tied the neck in the back and then push the balloon down so you don't see the nipple. So that's a total of 2 18-inch double stuffed balloons and 2 11-inch double stuffed balloons. So now I'm going to be adding some greenery, and I got this off of Shein. I believe it was advertised as 6 feet. I'm not sure, but it's definitely less than that if it was. It's only about 4.5 feet. But I really think it's really cute. I love the little white frosted tips of this greenery. So I'm going to add it on to my centerpiece stand. And at first I was kind of confused on how I was going to add it, what direction I was going to do it. So I'm just sticking the end of that greenery in between the balloon and the centerpiece stand. And then I'm going to use some fishing line to tie the greenery onto the centerpiece stand so you don't see it. So I'm just going to slide that fishing line between the balloon and the hoop, the metal part of the hoop. And then I'm going to triple tie that fishing line because the fishing line is very fine. So you want to make sure you triple tie it at least and then cut it off. And you could take the balloons out too, just so you can tie that greenery onto the hoop stand. And again, you want to make sure you triple tie it so that the fishing line does not come undone. So after playing with the greenery for a little bit, I figured out exactly the pattern that I wanted to go in. So I just cut off the excess and then I just started tying the greenery onto the hoop stand as I went down. So I basically was doing kind of like an S shape, as you can see, just going over and around and under, over, around and under in an S shape. And just tying it onto the hoop stand as I'm going down. So I tied it at probably like 4 or 5 points to make sure it's on there nice and secure. And make sure you cut off all of the excess so you don't see the fishing line. So I decided to add that extra greenery to the bottom. So this centerpiece stand is a 3-foot centerpiece stand. They sell another one that's 5 feet. Okay. So if you use a 5-foot one and you want to do this type of design, make sure you buy 2 of these packs of greenery. One won't be enough. And also the 5-foot one, the circles are bigger. So you're going to be using more 18-inch balloons than 11-inch balloons. You'll probably just be using the 11-inch balloons on one of the circles and 18-inch balloons on the other 3. And of course, that's if you get the 5-foot one. So this is what it looks like so far with the greenery on top. Now I want to add a little bit more something to really bring this centerpiece to life. So I'm going to attach some ornaments to this centerpiece using some fishing line. Just stick the fishing line through the top of that bulb. And then cut it to where there's 2 pieces on each side of the bulb. And then you're going to triple tie those 2 pieces together to make sure that it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to attach 3 more bulbs to this, but you can attach how many you want. Just make sure your fishing line is long enough to handle all those bulbs. But I'm attaching 3 more of similar size. And then I'm going to wrap it around and tie the 2 pieces of the fishing line together to make sure that the bulbs are nice and secure and that they're not going anywhere. So I got these little bunches of pine cones and poinsettias from the Dollar Tree. I usually get my stuff from Hobby Lobby. I just didn't feel like driving down to the Hobby Lobby, so I got these inexpensive bunches from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just tying the 2 ends of that same fishing line that I connected the bulbs to around those 2 bunches and triple tying them. See, you see how fine it is? It almost slipped out of my hands. Triple tying them onto those bunches. And then I'm going to add this to my centerpiece. So how I'm going to add it is basically I'm going to take the two ends of that fishing line that's still on that bunch. I'm going to slide one end between the balloon and the metal hoop. And just like I attached the greenery onto the stand, I'm going to take the other end of that fishing line and I'm going to triple tie it together. So I attached the ornaments, the poinsettias, and the pine cones with one piece of fishing line, and I use that same fishing line to attach that bunch to the centerpiece stand. Now, if you wish to cut the stems of the poinsettias and the pine cone bunches, you can do that, especially if it's going to be seen from the back. You can also either cut or tape the necks of the balloons in the back too, or you can tuck them into the greenery so people won't see them. I personally would not use this centerpiece for a sit-down table because I think it's too tall, but I would use it at an entryway or to put it on a cake table or something like that, someplace that it'd be a nice focal point where people can see it. So after attaching two smaller bundles of ornaments and florals onto the centerpiece, I'm going to attach a bigger bunch onto the very bottom. So here's the finished product to this Christmas themed balloon hoop centerpiece. So I will leave the information to all the materials that I purchased in the description box below this video, as well as the link to this centerpiece stand that I purchased from eFavorMart. I will also pin that link at the top of the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, go ahead on and like it, and please subscribe, and you'll get notifications on future videos on balloon and event decor. And until next time, I will see you guys later.